They're going to be holding a news conference this Saturday.
Twist following the thefts of 2 LAPD patrol cars last night by teenagers.
2 cars, 2 pursuits, 2 crashes, and we have just learned the people behind it are connected to the LAPD. CBS 2's Cara Fistrom is live in South LA to explain it. Cara.
Yeah, police are going to be holding a news conference this afternoon where they are going to be releasing more information about the juveniles that were taken into custody. But as you mentioned, we have learned from sources that they're expected to say they're somehow related to their cadet program. We'll be waiting to learn more then. Here's what we've learned so far.
She had like a big crash, and then she had a lot of cops and helicopters.
This woman and her granddaughter live near Central and Adams, where a police cruiser barreled into a car last night, sending a woman to the hospital. At about the same time, a few miles away, another cruiser jumped the curb and slammed into this building.
Just a loud crashing noise. Just you could hear the metal twisting and everything, but it literally shook the block.
In both crashes, the drivers were no police officers.
He could barely move. I guess the impact shook him and had him kind of, rattled.
This neighbor, who didn't want to show his face on camera, tells us he saw 2 teens get out of the car and run. He posted this on Facebook.
Hey, y'all see the police car? Yeah, look at it. Slammed into the wall.
Police say they ultimately took 3 juveniles into custody in connection with the 2 crashes. They say all this was set into motion when police realized 2 patrol cars were missing yesterday, one from the Central Traffic Division, the other from the South Bureau. Later that night, a patrol officer spotted the 2 cruisers together, and 2 separate chases started that ended with the crashes.
They stole a police car and they wrecked.
Now, the LAPD does tell us there was 1 female, 2 male juveniles that were taken into custody. Jeff, Sharon, lots of questions remaining, such as how did they get a hold of these police cruisers if they are found to be responsible for taking them? And also, what type of security was in place at those police stations? Much more expected again when the LAPD holds a news conference at 2 this afternoon.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Cara.
Trivago. This is a pretty embarrassing situation for the LAPD, who now have to explain how 3 of their cruisers were stolen by some of their LAPD cadets, and it may have been going on for days, weeks, maybe even as long as a month. Chief Beck just wrapping up a press conference within the last hour. In it, he tried to explain exactly what happened. Here's what we learned. Apparently, this all began yesterday around 5 p.m. when a watch commander saw video of what appeared to be a young female gassing up an LAPD vehicle. He then checked the inventory, realized that 2 cruisers were missing, and around 8:30 p.m. another officer spotted those 2 vehicles driving in tandem and began giving chase. Those vehicles then split up during the chase. They were both involved in separate crashes, and that's how this came to an end. In all, 3 suspects were taken into custody from those 2 vehicles, all juveniles, 2 boys ages 15 and 17 and a 16-year-old female. They are all LAPD cadets, apparently signing out the vehicles days ago under the name of a sergeant who was out on vacation. After then interviewing the suspects, the LAPD realized there was a 3rd vehicle that was missing, found near 76th and Central. We're told that vehicle had been gone for possibly weeks, even up to a month or more. Police now want to know what these kids were up to using these vehicles, if they pulled anyone over on the road pretending to be cops.
We're seeking the public's help. We believe that the cadets may have impersonated police officers using these vehicles, and we would like anybody that has information about that type of activity being conducted by very young appearing male and female partners to call the Los Angeles Police Department.
Chief Beck also telling us that they are now going over their inventory system and their system of signing out vehicles to make sure that this doesn't happen. Back here live at LAPD headquarters, we are told that those 3 suspects were booked on charges of vehicle theft, also property theft. There were radios, tasers inside those vehicles, and a bulletproof vest that one of the suspects was wearing when taken into custody. So a lot going on here. As Chief Beck says, this investigation is just in its early stages.
A crazy and probably embarrassing night for the LAPD.
Stolen police cars and 2 separate chases, both ending in crashes. CBS 2's Cara Fistrom joins us live from South LA with an update. Cara?
Yeah, Sharon, investigators say this all started, apparently, they think, when some teenagers stole police cars from 2 different LAPD stations. They say an officer out on patrol spotted those 2 missing cars together, and that's when 2 separate chases started. One of those chases ended right behind us here. We are at 77th and San Pedro this morning. You can see the car hopped the curb and crashed into that building. Detectives say the juvenile behind the wheel was arrested right away. He is one of 3 juveniles who were taken into custody. Police say they are taking these crimes very seriously. Anytime they say a marked police car is stolen, the public will likely assume there's an officer behind that wheel. They're also looking into whether any crimes may have been committed with those stolen cars. We've also got a live look for you now at the other crash scene. This is at Central and Adams. Detectives say an innocent bystander got hurt when the patrol unit crashed into her car. Paramedics took her to the hospital and she was treated for some minor injuries. Police say the 2 cars stolen were from the LAPD's Central and South bureaus. Those are about 7.5 miles apart. Police say officers realized the cars were missing at about 6 last night and that there is some video evidence that may show one of the suspects. At this point, they say it's not clear why or how the cars were stolen.
The investigation will turn towards how did they gain access to the car and how can we make our cars more secure so it doesn't happen again.
Now, during the chases last night, a 3rd patrol car crashed. An officer was driving it. He was not hurt. Back here live, Jeff and Sharon, we are told that there were no police weapons in either of the cars that were stolen and that the juveniles who were arrested didn't have any weapons on them either. Right now, investigators say they're still trying to figure out all the charges those juveniles might face.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.